Have you been doing Kegels like crazy and you still can't figure out how to jump on a trampoline without peeing a little bit? My name's Nicole. I'm a physical therapist and a mama, and today I'm here to talk to you about just some basic Kegel things that might make all the difference in your strengthening your pelvic floor. So first things first, when we talk about a Kegel, we want to talk about exactly how to do them correctly. So when you are doing a Kegel, you're essentially tightening and recruiting your pelvic floor muscles. And you want to squeeze in and around. So if this is the opening, you want to make it smaller. But not only do you want to tighten it together, you also want to bring it up and in. So think about an elevator going up towards the top floor. So together and up. And then the second, very important but sometimes forgotten part of a Kegel is when you relax it, you want to completely let it go, lengthen your pelvic floor, feel it coming down into the chair, or if you're standing down towards the floor. If you're always holding a little bit of tension in your pelvic floor muscles, it's going to be hard for them to activate appropriately, or you might just have pain symptoms because it's just always firing a little bit. So make sure you are not only practicing tightening, but also relaxing when you do Kegels. The second thing you might not know about doing Kegels is that your pelvic floor muscles were made for max contraction. So if you wanted to lift something, you're doing a max contraction versus running a marathon, that's endurance. Even 3 miles for me, let's be honest. But those are endurance muscles. Our muscles need to be activated for a long period of time. The same is true with our pelvic floor. If we want to run and not leak while we're running, we need to hold a little bit of attention for a long period of time. If we want to make sure we don't leak when we cough or sneeze, that is like a max contraction where it has to activate quickly and completely to make sure that we don't leak during something so strenuous. So there you have it. 2 different ways to train. I'm not going to get into the specifics of that in this video, but I do think getting in touch with a women's health physical therapist would be super helpful for you in knowing, okay, these are my symptoms, which muscles should I be targeting, and exactly what does that training look like to meet my goals. The other thing to know about Kegels is sometimes the position where you can activate them, if they're just in the infancy stage of being strengthened, is that different positions make it easier or harder to activate them. So for me, maybe just sitting up nice and tall, I can feel that I'm doing a Kegel correctly. But for you, maybe you need to lean forward just a little bit and then think about that cue of tightening and lifting, and that's going to work better for you. Or maybe leaning back just a little bit is going to work best for you. Maybe it would be helpful to have some feedback. So sometimes we tell women to go ahead and put a like washcloth folded up or a hand towel at most. You don't want super thick. Under your, between your legs like a saddle. And that way when you draw up and in it, you should feel it lifting off of that fabric. And then when you fully relax it, it's just going to fall back down into and press into that material a little bit, and then you'll know you're relaxing appropriately. Obviously, life is not sitting or leaning forward or back all the time, but it's important to start with the basics and know that you're doing a Kegel right, and then start incorporating, okay, when I do this lift, I'm going to contract it this way. So not only does Kegels need to be strengthened, but they also need to be coordinated, and you need to learn how to activate your pelvic floor muscles appropriately with different activity. And again, that's where some one-on-one training with a physical therapist is going to be super helpful, because they can tailor your specific exercise prescription, if you will, to you. Today I'm going to ask you to comment below with how do you say it? Is it Kegel or is it Kegel? If you think I'm a total doofus because I said it wrong in this whole video. So as always, please subscribe to my channel if you liked what you saw and you want to know about new content that's coming out. If you just hit that little bell, it'll give you notifications so you know when I'm putting out new videos. Give me a thumbs up if you like what you saw. Thumbs down if you hope I never make a video like this again. Thanks again for tuning in, and we'll see you all next time.